Oh, oh, sorry. Wrong lesson. Okay, never mind. That was yesterday's or the day before. I can't remember. We've done so many of these lessons. I'm just going crazy. Really, really confusing. What I do know is, looking at our date is Friday the 5th of March, and we're going to do a little bit of a comprehension activity today. Now, if you've already done your English at the beginning of that lesson, I did make a comment saying you could do this lesson first if you wanted to, because it's all about Henry VIII and facts and information. So again, if you've opened this one up first, you can do this before you do your mini biography, because it will help you. I'm sure there's going to be added information that you might want to use. Right, let's get back to the task in hand then. So what I'd like you to do today, you're going to read through a mini biography, okay, information about King Henry VIII, and then you are going to answer a series of questions. All of these are in the resource area. Okay, you don't need to print them out. Again, if you answer your questions, just put question number 1, 2, 3. There's something missing. Oh my goodness me. That's better. Right. Deep breath. Fab. So you can just write the answers to the questions in your book. But remember, when you're answering a comprehension style paper or anything like that, then you need to write your answer in full sentences, okay, and obviously you need to find that information within the text. That's called retrieving the information. So you're giving evidence to support your answers. You're not just guessing, oh yeah, I read something about that somewhere, yeah, I'll just write that down. Go back to the text, okay? You read it through fully once, and then you can just skim read, okay? So you can just scan the text. That is a really good skill in itself, to be able to skim read, okay? Now, there are 3 different levels for this task, so you can choose which level that you would like to read. So there's less information on the cooler challenge, okay, probably less questions, and then for your kind of hotter challenge, you're going to have a little bit more text and different questions as well. So that's entirely up to you. The answers are there in the resources as well, so don't just start with the answers, guys. You know, rise to the challenge and read it through. Any words that you're unfamiliar with, please check them out with an adult or someone who might know, or even look them up online. That's super important when you're reading, to be able to understand the vocabulary. Okay, good. So I'm going to leave you to get on with that activity. When you have completed that task, come on back and we're going to do a quiz on Henry VIII, like a sort of Tudor pub quiz, and it's kind of Friday, so it should be a bit of fun. Okay, so pause the video. See you in a minute. Great, welcome back. Right, let's move on then. So we're going to do a little bit of a quiz. Now, I know that Mrs. Wisner and Mrs. Hayward love a quiz. Not too sure about Mr. Moore. Maybe he does. We're going to find out. Okay, so everyone grab a piece of paper and a pen, I will read out the questions and give you some time to jot your answers down before moving on to the next one. Obviously, you can pause the video if you want. Right, here we go. First one. In which year was Henry born? In which year was Henry born? Now, hopefully that's information that you will have written about already today. Okay, so it's good recap. Did it sink into your brain? Right, guys, moving on. Question 2. Who was his father and who was his mother? Who was his father and who was his mother? Think back to our War of the Roses, those two houses, the families that fought. I can tell you now, Darth Vader was not his father. Okay, brilliant. Question number 3. Henry could speak several different languages. True or false? If you think it's true, you might want to write down which languages you think he could speak. It's just my mum turning up. She's got a Ferrari. Okay, brilliant. Question number 4. Henry married his brother's widow. What was the name of his brother? Henry married his brother's widow, not window, because that would be a bit silly. What was the name of his brother? Okay. Question number 5. And this is for £500,000. What year did Henry become king? What year did Henry become king? If you're in the bubble, guys, can you just check that Mrs. Wisner is not using her mobile phone and Googling underneath the table? What year did Henry become king? Question number 6. What was the name of his second wife? What was the name of his second wife? She was the one that was very good at Skittles. Question number 7. How many children did he have? What were their names? So there's 2 parts to that question. How many children did he have? And what were their names? Moving on. This is for £750,000. You've got no lifelines, just like his wives. What is the word used to describe the changes that he made to the country? What is the word used to describe the changes that he made to the country. Did I use this from my glossary in my writing today? Let me phone a friend. Oh, didn't have phones in Tudor times. Bad luck. Okay, we're getting very, very close. Question number 9. What was the fate of his last wife? Who was she? Apparently, she was very clever and would probably do well with a quiz like this. What was the fate of his last wife and who was she? The $1 million question. Or should we say million groat question? What year did he die? What year did he die? Okay. Did you win? Did you lose? Let's find out. Question number 1. The answer would be 1491. To be precise, it was the 28th of June, 1491. Question number 2. His father was Henry VII. His mother was Elizabeth of York. Question number 3. Well, it was true. And he learnt French. He could speak Latin. He also learnt a little bit of Italian. I think he could read some Greek as well. So he could speak several different languages. Question number 4. What was the name of his brother? It was Arthur. Okay. And Arthur died quite young, and that's when Henry took over the throne. So what year did Henry become king? He was an untrained king. It was put upon him. The year was 1509. What was the name of his second wife? She's the one that's good at Skittles because she's Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn. She's good at bowling. Question 7. How many children did he have? He had 3 children, and they were Mary, Elizabeth, and Edward. The 6th, I should say. Yep, be precise. What is the word used to describe the changes that he made to the country? Now, hopefully, you said Reformation. Okay, or wrote down Reformation. Number 9, what was the fate of his last wife and who was she? Well, if you remember the rhyme, she survived. She was the one that outlived Henry, and her name was Catherine Parr. Okay, and what year did he die? Hopefully we've got the year 1547. So he died in 1547. Right, good guys. Bit of fun to end the week, hopefully. Have a super weekend. We're going to see you back next week. Okay, should be just as fun. Take care. And I am just going to say bye.